Hello everyone, welcome to part 7 of this video series. In this series, we are going to learn the chess from scratch. In earlier part of this series, we have discussed the chess history, what chess is all about, how do we set the pieces on the board, how exactly the pieces moves in chess, few opening principles, and the time formats in which the chess games are played. In this video, as promised, I am going to discuss about few of the tactics. 4 tactics to be very specific. I have prepared few positions where those tactics can be employed. Okay, so without further ado, let's start and explore it. Okay, so the first principle or the first tactics we are going to see is basically pin. So in earlier videos as well, while explaining the opening principles, I have told you about pins. So pins are basically some piece which cannot move since it is basically busy guarding another piece. Okay, and when when that particular piece is guarding attack to king, it will be called an absolute pin. Like for in this example, this pawn over here is pinned because the bishop is attacking the king, and the only piece which is defending this attack is this this pawn. So this pawn is basically called as pin. Okay, but there's two kind of pin. One is relative pin and absolute pin. Absolute pin comes when the piece is actually guarding attack to king. In that case, the piece simply cannot move. It cannot move. It cannot, basically moving this particular piece in such a way that if it allows that particular attack. For example, let's say I put some piece over here, and let's say I put my queen over here. This pawn will not be able to capture this queen. The reason is that this pawn is guarding attack to the king. Okay, this will simply be an illegal move. Okay, but for example, let's say there was a knight over here instead of king, and I put my queen over here. This pawn will be able to capture my queen, regardless of what exactly is there on this square except king. Even if the queen is here, it will be able to capture. It will be a legal move. It may be wrong, but it will be a legal move. In that case, we call it a relative pin. Okay, so when the piece is guarding king, it will be an absolute pin. When the piece is guarding another piece, it will be called a relative pin. So in this example that we are going to see, it is black's chance to move. So if let's say black tries to attack the queen by playing a rook to g6, this is g6 square. Okay, you should be knowing it. Okay, so if black plays this move, then black is simply going to lose this rook because queen can capture this rook. And as I told you that this pawn is pinned, it will not be able to recapture the queen. Okay, so I hope you understand it. Let's check. Let's take take a look at another example. Okay, now this pawn is pinned because this rook is attacking the queen. Okay, but as I told you, when a piece, a pawn or whatever is guarding attack to another piece, it is called a relative pin. It may be possible that you move this this pawn. So if there is, let's say, queen is here, this pawn can capture it. Okay, so in this case, it is white to move, and white decided to attack the queen. Since this rook is guarded by this pawn, white thought it can attack the queen. But this is actually a blunder because black can simply capture this rook. And obviously, this pawn can also capture the queen. But if white captures this, then black will simply capture this queen and it will be checkmate. Okay, since it will be checked to the king, and king has nowhere to. It will be a mate. Okay, so this was another example of pin. So I hope you understand it and you will be able to spot it whenever there is a possibility in your game. Okay, let's move on to another tactics. So this tactics is basically called a discover attack. Okay, so in this position, black is attacking this pawn in 3 ways. I mean, with 3 pieces. Okay, and white is actually defending this pawn with 2 pieces, just 2 pieces. So black is simply happy to capture this pawn. So black captures pawn, knight captures pawn, bishop captures knight, and bishop captures bishop, knight captures bishop. And now if black captures this knight, and black is thinking that, okay, he won a piece. Okay, not exactly piece, he won a pawn. Then it will be a devastating error, because now white can play bishop takes h7 and it will be a check. Okay, and now white is attacking this black queen. Black cannot simply move the queen away from the danger. The reason for this is the king is under check. So it is forced for black to capture this bishop or move to some other square, which is h8 in this case, and white will be able to capture the queen and will be up too much in material. Okay, so this is called discover attack, when the attack is not directly on the piece. So over here, let's say queen takes d4. Until here, we see that the queen is not directly attacked. There is a piece which comes in between this attack, our own piece. Then we can simply move that piece in such a way that it forces your opponent to make some other move instead of moving this piece. Okay, so this is called discover attack. There could be also an example that this bishop will be moved and will be attacking another piece which will be, let's say, undefended, and at the same time that piece cannot be defended by this piece with it, regardless of where that piece moves. In that case as well, it will be a discover attack and we will be winning a piece. Once this piece will move, we will capture the another piece. Okay, so this is called discover attack. Okay, let's move to the another tactics. It is called fork. Okay, the fork is basically when you attack two pieces with one piece. Okay, so two pieces with one piece. So in this case, it is black to play. Sorry, it is black to play. Yeah, it is black to play, and black decided to, let's say, he wants to win this knight. Okay, and once we castle, he will be able to capture this knight, or maybe simply he can move it back, or maybe he will also go for capture castle. But here in this case, black has made a big mistake. Can you find one? Okay, the mistake is knight takes c7 with check. Okay, now this is called fork because now we are attacking king, which is under check, and we are also attacking the rook. So we are attacking two pieces with one pieces and at the same time. Okay, so this is called basically fork. Just imagine that the queen was on this square. So in that case, this knight will be attacking three pieces, which is queen, rook, and the king. In that case, it will be called a family fork. Okay, so in this position, a knight is forking king and the rook, and once the king moves, we will be capturing the rook. Okay, so remember, this is fork. There is another example of fork, and this is also very unique, and you must understand it. This pattern appears a lot in the game. Okay, so this is white to play. Can you find what should be the best move? Well, the best move is basically to attack this bishop with pawn. Now, this pawn is guarded with my knight and with my pawn. Obviously, this pawn is attacked also by black 3 times, but you have to notice that our pawn is guarding it. So even if, let's say, knight captures pawn, we will be able to capture with pawn. So for 2 pawns, we will be winning a piece, which will be definitely in our favor. So black simply decides to move away. But now we can push this pawn further, and now we are attacking knight and also bishop. And again, this pawn is guarded by another pawn. So even if, let's say, bishop captures the pawn, we will be recapture the bishop with our pawn. And we will not be losing a piece. Black will be losing a piece for 2 pawns, and we will be up in material. This is called pawn fork. Okay. So I hope you understand what is the meaning of fork. So in fork, we basically attack 2 pieces at once. Okay. So this is one fork. So we have so far we have understood three tactics. First one was pin, another was discovery. This is fort. Okay. Now let's take a look at another one. Now this is called Xray attack. Xray attack, or you can also call it skewer. Okay, and this is black to play, and black in this case decided that it will. Okay, so first of all, this is check. I mistakenly made this position. So let's make some random move. Okay, so let's say black safe looking here, and for example, let's say white moves this king to this square. Now black decided attack the bishop. Okay, right now the bishop is defended, but anyway, let's say this was the move, and in a hypothetical case, let's say black should be able to win this bishop if we make some other move which doesn't support this bishop. Okay, so black go for this and black played it, but now white can play this bishop to b5, and now you can see that it is attacking the queen, and when queen moves, the attack will go to rook. So basically, you can say that. So you can say that this queen is basically pinned to the rook. But when the pinned piece, in this case queen, is of higher importance than the piece which it basically guards, which basically blocks, in that case it is called skewer or Xray attack. Okay, since we are X-raying towards two pieces. Okay, so even if let's say queen goes to this square, we can simply capture the bishop, and obviously we will be able to capture the bishop. We will be capturing the rook. Queen will be capturing the bishop, but obviously we will be up in the material. We are exchanged out. Okay, so this was skewer, or you can also call Xray attack. Okay, so far we have understood three principal tactics, and this is also very beginner friendly. In order to understand it, it is very easy to understand it. Okay, and you will be able to apply it in your game as well. So I hope you understand it. And the next part, I will be coming back with few more tactics, which is a little bit more advanced. So I hope that you will be using this in your game. And please like and subscribe this channel, and share this video with your friends who likes to play chess. Okay, thank you.